Alrighty, folks. At this point, since we're in the key of G on the fiddle, for me at least, when I think of G, I just think of the blues. You can play the blues out of any key, but there's just so many iconic bluesy things out of G, and so I thought maybe here would be a good place to introduce the blues. And what does that mean? How does it sound? And how do they get the blues sound? Let me just play something that I think make it sound bluesy, right? So we all intrinsically understand what it means. When you hear the blues, you don't have to be like, what is that? What is that interesting sound? You're just like, whoa, that's the blues, So here's an example of, I'll play a note, a scale. Alright? Just a simple scale. I just played a G, E, D, B, A, G. Now, I'm just going to try to blues it up. I'm not really prepared this. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Here we go. You hear that? That. It's just so fun. Right? So what is that? The best way to approach it, excuse me, is to understand that it's, you can think about it in a few different ways, how to learn to approach it. The first is learning to slide into notes. The same way a great vocalist, the blues is infused and made possible nearly all American music, including bluegrass and jazz and country and western swing and just the list goes on and on and on, and reggae and all that, just everything, right? There's going to be a touch of rock and roll, fusion, avant-garde, whatever. Whoever you are, if you're playing American music, you are playing the blues in some shape or form. And so, the first thing to learn is, first, go out and get the Muddy Waters Hard Again. Get some Bessie Smith records to listen to. Get some Billie Holiday when she sings the blues. Anything you can hear with blues in it, listen to it. WOWD 94.3 local radio station where I'm from, and near where I'm from, Tacoma Park here, or where I'm living currently. It's Tacoma Park, Maryland. Every 2 weeks has a show they call Blues Come Calling with all vintage blues. They have that I really love. Starts at 6 p.m. and you can tune in on the World Wide Web. I get no money by saying that. I just love that program. So anyway, find some blues to listen to, and what you'll find is that they slide. And generally speaking, where you're sliding, is on the 1, switch out a G, as we've talked about before. Real quick review. The key of G. G is the first note, so we call it 1. A is the second note, call it 2. B is the third, 4 is C, 5 is D, E is 6, F sharp is 7, and G brings us back around to G, and it just keeps going and going and going. Okay? Way up here. Yeah, I play up there all the time. Just super able to do that. No. Anyway, let's learn to slide first. So in G, that first finger slide, and it doesn't, you start just a little below and slide up into it. That's it. Maybe start around an F sharp. Now, this isn't, you do have to be in tune. It's not like you can just, play whatever. And it's certainly more than just a feeling. There's definitely, really wonderful technique and timing behind it when you listen to the masters of it. But you don't have to be perfectly on an F sharp to slide up. You can be a little below, just enough where it's just. Just do that much, right? Just that much. And then drop off to that open D and just feel that, right? And then play that G again. Doesn't that feel like blues? Like you could make some lyrics over that in the blues tradition, and you'd have a blues tune, right? Okay, so that's sliding on the 1. Usually up. You're usually sliding up on the 1. Again, no hard and fast rules here. But if you're going to practice, slide up on the 3rd. The other thing, though, up on the 1. The next note up here would be our 3rd, B. Now, the 3rd can be slid. You can slide up or you can slide down. Okay? And what I encourage you to do, okay, is just get your metronome going. Doom, 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 doom. That's it. Okay? And just work on hearing that and getting your finger, and it needs to be like butter. We're talking about the blues. We're talking about, Southern cooking. We're talking about, lots of butter, mashed potatoes, gravy, kind of just slide. And you'll find with just that little bit, all of a sudden, something that sounded like this, which is appropriate in so many settings. That's very pretty. But stylistically speaking, when you add this in, all of a sudden, ideas of like, oh, that's bluesy, that's got soul, that's That's something. And what you're doing there is just mimicking the human voice, which is so lovely on this instrument, because although it's very frustrating to have to learn an instrument without frets, it has something that is actually an advantage in that you can slide, you can slide till the cows come up. You don't have to do that. But there are slides. I don't know. Here, like if you go up here and catch a G, you can go, that's just G sliding down to a B, sliding up, and then jumping over to a G note. And it just sounds so soulful, okay? So that's the 1 and the 3. That's how you approach that. The 5 is the same way, okay, as the 3. You slide up, and then you can also slide down. And we're talking about half steps, generally speaking. And you can slide down. Just do that much. Put down that 3rd finger. Slide up a couple times. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Then slide down maybe. 1. And combine that with down with your 3rd. Down, down, down. And then up with your 1st finger. So it's ups on or downs on the D. Let's say down, down, and then ups with your 1st. Down. And then combine that with your 1. Ups maybe with your B. And ups with your G. And so this is a moment where you need to slow down and make sure your fingers get this. Because if you can't do this, it will be much more difficult for your hands to access a lot of the licks and a lot of things that give so much soul. What we feel is soul to so many kinds of American music. It's just ability to slide in ways that mimic the human voice and sound really authentic. Now, those are just the G, B, and D here. Now you have G, B, and D other places on the instrument, right? That's what we've talked about with the G scale. So here, okay, that G, you can go down, go up. The B here, the pinky, right? That's part of using this pinky, because you got to reach up here and with that pinky and have enough control over it that it's able to slide back, boop, 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 and slide up, boop, boop, boop. And when else in life is that really useful? Not, right? I mean, when, there's nothing really. And so, but on the fiddle, it is. And so, and then over on the G string, in order to slide on the D, the lower register D, what do you have to do? You've got to play with your pinky again on the G string. So that's why it's important to learn both that G scale and that version where you use your fourth finger to catch that D note. Because since you've done that, then you can start telling that fourth finger to move and slide off and on to the D note. Same way with this B here. The B, or the B can slide up. And then you can even combine these things. It doesn't have to go just one direction and then go to another note. You can go up and down. And so, for instance, like this. That's a lovely lick, right? So simple. All it is just D. It's just 3 blind mice, 3 blind mice. But when you add that little bitty extra slide, it becomes 3 blind mice. Yeah, 3 blind mice. it just jumps out, and you just hear that doom, 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 doom. There's a lot of other things to play in the blues, but G is a great place to start. And the other thing, if you get all those fingers obeying to play the blues, you can move on to these other keys like A, because you know which ones to focus on for right now, right? The 1, the 3, and the 5. And you want to be able to slide around those, both up, slide down from them, and up into them. Alright? And so A, well, then you would just start on your 1 would be your A note. We couldn't catch it here on the open A, but we were using our fourth finger to catch it on the D string. And you can learn to go. Same, you already did it on the D over here, just one note over. You already did it on the B. So really, your finger knows what to do now. You just gotta, make sure it understands that it understands. Up and down, or I did the opposite there. Strike that, reverse it. And then the 3 out of A is what? A, B, C sharp. B, C sharp. So slide into that and slide down from that. And you're going to get that same feels in G. And then the E note, so the 5 out of A is A, B, C, sharp, D. 5 is E. And so you know that you're going to be sliding on the E on some of these bluesy licks out of A. And so practice that. Again, can't really do it with an open E, so use that fourth finger. Find the other ones. If you any E on this neck, find it. So you got an E here, E on the D string. Now that doesn't sound very musical, but combine it with this. Let's see. Something. This is your C sharp on your lower register, A, B, C sharp, which is your 3. So you're going to be bending that one too, or sliding. So slide up on the E, slide up on the C sharp, and then just slide on back down a little, and then lift it up and resolve on the A, and it starts to sound bluesy out of A. And do D, you do that in every single key on this instrument. When you slide on the 1, 3, and 5, and it will give you a starting place for the blues. Okay, thank you. That's our blues talk. next video, we'll learn a blues tune. One of Bill Monroe's tunes that he wrote, and it's just gorgeous for the blues. Alright, thank y'all. See you.